When I was a child, I used to have a perpetual cold cough. Every second day, the dustbin in my room became full of used tissues. Well, needless to say, my parents fretted and then started the endless visits to doctors. They gave me medicines which gave temporary relief, but nothing solved my problem permanently. And then what? Started the blame game. The pollution, the weather, and practically anything and everything. So much so that my horoscope was also not spared. Can you believe this? Well, we believed it at that time. Then some doctor recommended that I must stop drinking milk and avoid dairy products. From the day I did that, over a period of time, my condition started improving and my symptoms started subsidizing drastically. I was relieved, yes, I was indubitably relieved, but nonetheless, this meant no chocolates and no ice creams. Can you imagine life without chocolates and ice creams? I bet you couldn't. Then how could I? My grandparents were aghast. They were certainly against stopping milk, as this was the basis of health for them. No one asked anyone at that time to stop drinking milk, so why was it me? This sounded absurd and set me thinking to how did the elixir of good health become the cause of a sickness? So I turned to the teen guru, the internet, and set on the hunt. I stumbled upon a number of shocking facts, which made me enter a world of please believe it or not. I learned that the first sip in the morning of the creamy white magic which all Indian mothers believe will provide their child with daily needs of calcium, proteins, and vitamins was actually a slow poison. Yes, my friends, a slow poison. I believe you all have got curious by now to get to the bottom of this, so allow me to get deeper. So India has been the world's largest dairy producer by volume, producing a total of 13% of the world's total milk production. It also has the largest number of dairy cattle. Now coming to a bit to the history. About 50 years ago, the Indian dairy industry was densely populated with indigenous desi breeds of cows. And then India started importing cows for the white revolution carried by the blind Indian government. Breeds such as the Jersey and HF were imported, which were Western origin, because their milk production per day is 20 to 25 liters, while the Indian breeds only produced 15 to 20 liters. The whole white revolution was basically done to increase the milk production of the overall country and to augment rural incomes. Slowly, breeds of Indian origin, such as the Gir, Sahiwal, and the Kankrej, started to be undervalued as the Indian dairy industry started shifting from traditional to commercial. Well, if you all remember, these cows give us a yellowish colored milk with a slight odor, which we dislike, and have gotten bowled over to the white milk from the Western cows. Coming to a bit of the appearance, the Desi cow has a hump on their back, while the Western cows are flat backed. It is also written in our Indian scriptures that there is a Suryaketu Nadi on the hump of the Desi cow, which is said to absorb sunlight and make the milk full of positivity. While these Desi breeds are also adaptable to different climatic conditions in India, the Western ones need to be kept in cool and sanitized atmosphere, otherwise the health deteriorates and milk output falls. Coming to a bit of the technical part with all the science and big words. This might actually sound a bit boring, but it's actually the most interesting part of my talk. So I request all of you all to pay attention carefully. So many of you all must have learned in your bio classes that milk is an abundant source of protein. Well, for those who are like me and rather not pay attention, milk is an abundant source of protein. I would like to add to our knowledge that casein is the largest group of protein in milk. It basically makes up 80% of the total protein content. Now there are several different types of caseins. The second most common being beta casein. Beta casein is now further more divided into 13 different forms, out of which the two most common ones are A1 beta casein and A2 beta casein. Now coming to the milk types. So basically there are two different milk types divided on the type of protein content they have. The A1 type milk containing A1 beta casein protein and A2 beta casein protein. And the A2 type milk containing only the A2 beta casein protein. Now first talking about A1 type milk. So this releases an opioid peptide called beta-casein 7, BCM7 during digestion. This has a very negative effect on our body. It increases the risk of type 1 diabetes in children, the risk of autism, the risk of sudden heart attacks, the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, and it also harms our digestive system. I have also come to believe that A1 type milk is a cause of lactose intolerance, a relatively new disease. So after all, the so-called A1 type milk is rather not all that A1 for us. Now coming to talk about the A2 type milk. This milk releases omega-3, which cleanses cholesterol deposits in our blood vessels. It has amino-3 fatty acids, which are important for fitness and vitality, and celebrosides, which increase our brain power. It also contains conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which fights cancer, diabetes, and heart attacks. Now, I have a question. Which milk do you think we get in our homes every day? The toxic A1 type milk from the Western cows, or the beneficial A2 type milk from our very own desi cows? I believe most of you all are saying A2 type milk, but I'm sorry to disappoint all of you, because today we as a nation are consuming the toxic A1 type milk from the Western cows. Yes, indeed, the white poison. We as a nation are not consuming the beneficial A2 type milk from our very own indigenous cows and are just consuming milk from the Western cows. Even if some farms in India do produce the A2 type milk, big dairy cooperatives mix all the milk together and make it benefits meaningless. Coming to talk about a very famous book called The Devil in the Milk by Keith Woodford. So this book basically examines the link between a range of illnesses such as cancer, diabetes, heart attacks, autism, and about the milk we drink today. So have I scared you enough? So I'm sorry, but there's more to go. Orcos, a wild cattle, which were hunted for meat, and because hunting them was very difficult, they were crossbred with the Indian cows, giving birth to the Jersey and HF cows, from which we're consuming the milk today. Isn't that gross? Now, talking in context to Indian mythology, Lord Krishna, an incarnation of Vishnu, his favorite companion was the Desi hump cows. To Hindus, the cow is nourisher, the ever-giving and the undemanding provider. Its aura, wards of negativity. And other products of a cow. Yes, cow dung. Cow dung is the best form of natural fertilizer. And it also produces biogas, which is a cheap and green alternative to energy. So it's not just milk, but cows can even power our laptops and iPhones. And urine, cow urine. Now, don't get me wrong to sound that excited about cow urine. It's not that I love cow urine, but the benefits are simply priceless. It can be used as a disinfectant or even to cure eczema and psoriasis, which many allopathic doctors claim to be incurable. Yes, incurable. Ghee. Ghee holds a very prime position in our Indian scriptures. And apart from its medical benefits, it actually burns fat. Well, ladies, thank me later for that. Brazil and Norway have a very high population of the Desi Gir cow for their beef, because they are resistant to the mad cow disease, which is a deadly problem in other breeds around the world. The West is currently selling their Jersey and HF cows to India and buying off our very own indigenous Desi cows after realizing the benefits. The dairy industry in India is falling. We have no awareness of our very own Desi cows. And India is on a threshold of a catastrophe because of the ill effects of the A1 milk and the diminishing numbers of the Desi cow. So friends, the need of the hour is for all of us to stand up and have our own awareness campaign to only drink the A2 type milk and avoid the A1 type milk from the mutated cows. So this milk might not taste really good and even smell different, but it is a priceless medicine. It may even be a little more expensive, but it's time for you to choose if you want to pay for the milk you drink or the hospital bills. So friends, finally I request all of you all to drink local and think global. Thank you.